rock, dust, which they will supply to the end customer. And then the 3000 is the asphalt manufacturing. Asphalt is a product base for like reporting, legal entity, and financial accounting work. After that, there comes org structure. Like it has distribution channel, 10, and then division as 7 division, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, based on the like product code. uh, I'll tell you what are the distribution channel. So like 10 for query, 20 for asphalt, 30 for general contracting, 40 for transport, 50 for garage services, 60 for equipment, and 70 for asphalt laying team. So these are the division. And then there comes sales organization. There are 3 sales organization, and we know the relationship between all of this. And then comes the plant. So I think there are several plants under company code 1000. There are 52 plants. Under 2000 there are like 4 plants, and under 3000 there are other 4 plants. So based on the activities, like whether it can be uh, uh, some administration work, they have different plant. Production of the asphalt material, they have different plant. Production of equipment, they have different plant. Also the activities are same but address are different, so for that also they have different plants. So there are the list of the plant, which I don't have here with me, which can be shared later. And then yes, so these are the org structure. And then comes my like sales processes that we are going to implement. So the first one is a sales quotation. So it deals with the if customer comes and puts some inquiry, so based on that inquiry we will be um, creating quotation. Then comes the asphalt sales. There basically this will be a order to cash sales of the asphalt materials, which will be used in the road construction. Then the third process is aggregate sales. This is also same as delivery or like order to cash with the aggregate material like rock, dust. And then there comes the aggregate sales trading material if we are procuring from outside. And then the project billing. This process is basically will be billing some of the quantities, uh, like a normal order to cash, I think. So I'll tell you now. So, okay, one by one, I'll explain you the process. So, let me start with this sales quotation process. So, sales quotation process is like it will be generated with the respect to the inquiry, and if it is approved, then we'll go for the further contra like order creation. If not, then and there this is done. Then there comes a asphalt sales process. So, this is a sales order process which starts with the sales order creation with respect to the quotation. If that quotation is approved, then it will do all the activities under the sales order, like business partner, pricing condition, ability check, TOR, then delivery, picking, packing, post ghost issue, shipping, billing, and then at the last accounting posting. So this thing is under FI, but these are the activities that will be done after the once the order is created. Similarly goes with the aggregate sales process. This is the another sales process where we'll deal with the aggregate material. The process is as same as asphalt sales process. So suppose here if some products are not available, then like procurement can be done. So that is under team. So these are the process same as it is. And then comes project billing, SD process. So here we will build the list of the quantity in the order. So as per my understanding, like we'll have this contract, we'll check the list item, we'll create order with the respect to contract, and then we'll build the list of the quantity in the order. So this I'm not very much sure, but yes, that's what my understanding is. And then there comes scrap sales. So this is like if any end product which is not going to be used in the production of finished products such as road or other thing, so there this product we can use to sell it to generate the revenue. So here, this is also a normal order to cash process. We will get the product, like we'll get the inquiry, quotation, and then all the activities, and then goes with the picking, packing, shipping, billing, and accounting, posting. And then yes, return. Sometimes what happen, like the product get damaged or customer is not satisfied, then they will return it. So it's always the process that we create written order with respect to the billing, and then there will be a written delivery, and then we'll create a credit memo. Here the customer account will be credited, and our account will be debited from company side. And yes, the other process is credit memo. All we know that we create credit memo request with respect to the invoice. Sometimes what happened that customer is overcharged or undercharged. In that process, we use credit memo and debit memo. So we create a credit memo request with respect to the invoice, and then we'll create a credit memo invoice. Either we'll be charging the customer or we'll just deducting the amount. So these both are credit memo and debit memo. Now export sales, this is the normal order to cash only. But what happened that for some here performer invoice will come into the picture just for the custom clearance. So I think the process will be similar. Just for the in case of the billing, we'll raise performer billing. And then yeah, several master data will be setting up, like customer master data, service master data, material pricing. And yes, we do provide some sample goods to the customer. So to just for like, if they are okay, we can provide we can charge them for others just for like sampling products. So here we just create a delivery, and we do not, here also we raise a performer invoice. And these are the processes as per my knowledge I have created. And apart from that, Dhanu sir can help me whether we need these processes as well, like from the SD side, like invoice correction request. Like if somebody created a, by mistake they have created some other invoice, so we can like use this invoice correction request. Like the consignment process, this is also like a big process where uh, we will be um, giving the ownership of our product to some agent, and agent will help us to do the selling of that product. So there are the several 4 steps which is involved. So I think this can be come under our business scenario. And about the rush order, like if there is any immediate billing for this rush order and cash sales, I'm not sure, but for this particular project, like if somebody.
But we identify the plant, right? For example, signage is one of the plant. So they do the signage activities, right? So this is like a boarding, signage board activity. So this is one of the revenue related, billing you have to generate, because the signage department, they are going to do the kind of service or plus manufacturing related activity, and they are generating the revenue. So whatever the signage boards they have manufactured or they are fitted, so we need to raise the invoice to the project. So this is also one of the process you need to add it for signage.
Okay, sir.
And fabrication, yes, so we have a fabrication. So like that we have a general contracting, we have the plant. Actually just identify what all the plant which you missed out. So each plant is one of the product for us, correct?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, got it. So you are talking about the sub process, like
No,
not
not
the
the
sub
sub
process,
process.
but according to the
Yeah,
current business
yeah,
scenario,
yeah.
what plant will
For
be.
example, fabrication is there. So what we'll do, fabrications, it's one of the manufacturing activity, but still it's a revenue for the fabrication plant, right? So when the project is requesting for any kind of fabrication, so we are going to procure based on that. So finally, once that manufacturing is completed, so we are going to deliver to the customer site or the project site, and we are going to raise the invoice. So that's what I'm telling you. Each plant is one of the revenue generation units. So we need to make sure those products or those process we have been included in our SD BPML.
Okay,
So
sir.
yeah, so I think most of them is joined. I think they understood, right? What is the BPML now? So now this BPML sheet, yeah, could you just share your screen for the BPML sheet? Yeah. Okay. So here, yeah, so you mentioned the step-by-step process also, that is well and good. And some of the process, like we have a third-party, process. We can say, drop shipment.
Yeah.
Yeah, drop shipment
Okay.
is considered as the third-party process only. The concept of drop shipment is when the customer is requesting and we don't have the material. Either it should be a maybe it's asphalt or maybe it is the aggregate material. So we couldn't able to deliver because
Yeah.
of high demand of in our internal, or maybe so just profit point of view, you are find out some other vendor who supplies, and you are going to ask the supplier to deliver to your customer site, right? So it's like a third
Yeah.
party or called as a drop shipment process, right? So drop
Okay.
shipment concept is we are getting the order from customer and we are asking the vendor to deliver. So currently we don't, so we are not going to deliver, so vendor is going to deliver. So nowadays
Okay,
I
sir.
think drop shipment also one of the business in e-commerce. So how the drop shipment, so that is also growing nowadays, right? So you can see you are getting the list of order from the customer, and so you are make
Okay,
sure your vendor is deliver these material what in order you received from your customer, but you don't have any kind of storage, you don't have any kind of warehouse concept, so your completely your vendor is going to deliver. So this is some commission based kind of, but here, so when this project, general contracting, the construction project, this is like not regular actually. This is some specific time. So we couldn't able, so we couldn't able to deliver those kind of asphalt or aggregates. So those time we are going to make sure our vendor to deliver. So these products, okay. So just include drop shipment process
okay.
also.
So intercompany sales will also will be there, like
Yeah,
where
intercompany purchase sales, right? So you have to specify, like even the integration testing we will include. But even though asphalt sales, you just mention only the sales, but how the procurement is coming, that is purchase team, they are going to specify the process. But during the
okay, sir.
integration, so we are going to make sure, okay, purchase requisition, approval, so the step-by-step process. Then after that, they are receiving the purchase order, then approval process. After approval, it goes to your sales order. So this is the integration process. But whereas the BPML process, it is uniquely for your own process, module process.
So third party process is also integration between SD and MM, right?
Yes, that is also, but definitely because here it is, your customer is requesting, so end of the day it is coming to your bucket. So you just add those process.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
SD side, what we do, and then yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay.
whatever the plant which we have identified, so as I told
Hmm.
you, each plant is one of the product. They do the services. Either they are manufacturer, either they are do the, for example, asphalt laying. So we already discussed, right? So asphalt laying. So they are going to, provide the, equipment. I mean machineries, right? For construction, road construction, they are providing the equipment. Machineries they are providing, and second, they are providing the employees, right? So employees also, for the contract basis they are going to supply the employees. So these two, a part of asphalt laying team. So like that, we need to identify, so whatever we have discussed, so just we need to make sure each business unit is one of the revenue generation unit, so we need to make sure one process has to be covered in the BPML.
Okay, sir. Planning, I think I'll. Yes, sir. I
Uh,
have prepared around four fit gap analysis
okay.
based on the sales process.
Yeah. So I think
Uh,
maybe the new person who joined. So this fit gap analysis, as I told you, so based on the scope document, we are going to prepare the list of process, okay, which is we are going to implement for our customer, okay. So that is the second deliverable document, BPML, right? So third one, based on this, so now we are going to prepare the fit gap analysis. So this fit gap analysis is more important, and we need to get confirmation from the customer, yes, this is the process currently we are going to implement in SAP. So for that, so we are going to do the presentation to the customer. So we need to make sure, how the process starts whenever, any process, right? So we should link with how the business process. So simply we cannot say sales order delivery PGs. It should not be explained like that. It's a business functionality. So from where it is required, who is requested, and how, sales side, what is the business process, how the flow diagrams work. So end of the day, the 4 to 5 slides for each process has to explain with the with the clear details, with cover with the complete end-to-end your SD process. Okay. Yeah, you please share FedGap panel.
Yeah. So, like this is my FIDCAP analysis presentation for the first process, which is the asphalt sales process. As discussed in the BPML, this asphalt sales process is where we'll be doing a selling of the asphalt material, which will be used in the construction of the road. So this is my company code. This is company LDR Construction, and yes. So the first one is like an overview of the asphalt sales process, like when the final approved quotation means when we are ready to confirm the quotation into the order. So if the customer confirms the order, we create a sales order with respect to the quotation, the same thing. And if stock is available, like either two scenario, whether it is available, okay, then we'll just confirm the order, delivery, and then billing. If it is not there, then yeah, we'll go with the PR, will be sent to the store department, and sales order is not confirmed till stock get available. So this will be a part of the or PP. Once the confirmed sales order will be approved, then we'll be raising a billing to the customer, and then like delivery will be happen. Like delivery will be happen, billing will be raised. So this is the overview of the sales as far as sales process. The next one is like what will be the business benefit. Like the overall uh, processes will be like perform, as we know that when order is enter, we'll be doing a ability check. So it will check whether stock is available or not. As I told you, if available, go with the order. If not, then yeah, and PP will come into the picture. Then we know that shipping point will get automatically determined. You know the criteria where based on the delivery plan, shipping condition, and loading group, this will get automatically determined, which will help in the delivery. Then transfer TOR to the store department. Like, and yes, I think this credit is not. Yes, Dhanush sir, my question is here. Like this credit management thing is not in the whole business scenario for this project, right? We'll be not performing any credit or open order and all of that. We can use with the standard reporting T codes or standard reports. And then there comes a key process flow. Same like what are the processes will be there? Like there will be the order creation, there will be the order confirmation. If they ask in the like basically we confirm order either with the strategy status releasing, or it can be done through print order confirmation. And then comes with the delivery. Okay, once the order is confirmed, then it will comes with the delivery. And then what is the company role involvement. So yes, as we know that for the financial store executives, buyer and sales administration work, all this will be done under this company. Now this is my sales order process. So like sales coordinator, they'll raise the order with respect to the quotation. If stock is available, like ATP check they'll do, then yes, okay, confirm order, and then VL01 to create the delivery. If not, then MRP will send a PR to the thing, and all that process will be done, and then stock will pushed, and then we'll get the stock, and then we'll raise a uh, we'll then send the delivery and raise a invoice to the customer. So delivery process will have picking, PGI, and all of that.
Okay. So here, asphalt sales, generally it's a make to order, right? It's not a make to stock. So now what you can do, so not record any T code V0 and all. So you can specify first to create,
Order.
production order. Yeah. So that is a sub process, business process, right? You can see the production order creation process. So then we are going to execute the MRP. So that is the second step. So who is going to execute the MRP here? So the MRP planner who is going to execute the MRP with reference to your sales order. That's the second steps. So based on that, now your so your planned order will be generated. So again, that is so we don't want to show that PP related. So we created the production. Sorry. So we are creating the sales order, right? It's not a production order. So we are creating the sales order. So now second step, we are running execution of the MRP, right? With the sales order, we are running the MRP. So then based on that only your production order is going to create it. Okay, so based on that only production order is going to be created because it's a customer requirement. So first a sales order, so then MRP. After that, we are going to system will create the planned order and production order, right? So that step you can close it. So after that, after production confirmation, right? So then they are going to do the goods receipt. So after goods receipt, so we are going to do the delivery with reference to sales order. So it's wherever the process goes, PP, you just mentioned, so you can put a sub process. Okay. So just explain about, okay, this is a PP production order creation or goods issue or confirmations or goods receipt, the final product. So these are all, even if you want, you can include, not an issue, but just close it. Otherwise, production order creation, right?
Okay.
So just because sales order creation, yes, that is the first step. But then
Yeah.
MRP has to be performed because the make to order, so we need to. So even asphalt also, there are two types of asphalt. So we have one internally we are going to manufacture and we are going to send to the customer requirements. So that's the first process. Second thing, drop shipment. In asphalt also we have a drop shipments. So we couldn't able to deliver. So we are asking our customer or vendor to deliver the asphalt to the customer location. So this case also, so how we are going to create the business flow diagram. So business flow diagram is more important. So second case, so we don't have any kind of production related activity. So right,
Okay.
so we are going to create the sales order. So with reference to sales order, so we are
We'll
going to
write,
create
yeah.
the purchase requisition, right? So
Yeah.
now the purchase requisition will be a drop shipment purchase requisition,
Yes.
and then it
Based
goes
on
to
that,
the
we will calculate it.
purchaser. Purchase. So again, role is more important. Okay, requisitioner belongs to purchase requisition role, and purchaser for creating the purchase order, creating RFQ, creating contract. So those kind of activity, purchaser role. So role is more important so that you can able to put it in the flow diagrams, right? So after creation of your sales order, so your purchase requisition is created automatically. After approval of the purchase requisition, so purchase order will be created for the external vendor, and after the send the PO to the supplier, I mean vendor, so he is going to deliver to the customer.
And
So
then we'll raise the
yes,
invoice to the
yeah.
company.
So now
So
these
that
two,
also you mentioned.
these two process. So one is for internal asphalt manufacturing and deliver to customer, and second one external procurement of asphalt and deliver to your customer. So two different process and two different fit gap analysis you have to be demonstrated.
Okay, sir. Sir, but like for the make to order, but the first process for make to order will be the like order creation only. Now, once the order
Yeah,
is
yes.
created,
Sales order
once
creation, then you put MRP. So
MRP, okay,
yes,
from the sales order end. Okay, sir.
yes.
Okay, sir. And then like internal customer, which will be a normal, and then when we'll procure from outside, then that will be a drop shipment third party process. So that also I have to mention. Okay, sir. I noted that.
Yeah.
And
So
then like these are the consultant roles, that activity when we create a sales order, and then like data determination in sales order, like what are the T codes, what are the like determination that will happen, pricing procedure, material master, billing plan, basic functions, so all of that. And then like what will the standard reports will be using for S4 HANA sales. And yeah, so this is my as far as sales order presentation
yeah.
with analysis position. So yeah, I will make the changes which you have just told me. And uh, and yeah, the second is aggregate sales, which is a sales from the stock. So yeah, this is the standard sales process, make to stock with the customer. What are the purpose of here is the business processing focus all steps from creating orders. So like the normal order to cash business process. So here also order will be entered. Like they'll check the if order is not there, and then shipping point will be determined, and based on that delivery will be done. And yeah, billing document is created and will post FI and CO are made. So these are under FI team. So key process flow is same as what it is. Like we create order confirmation, delivery, picking, packing, and all of that. So this is also the normal order to cash business process. So here is the detailed process. Like once the customer created a standard order, based on that, we'll be uh, doing like pricing will be determining, we'll be checking the ability of the material, like all the standard sales order processes once the order is created. So if the stock is there, we'll just go with the picking, packing, and all of that. If not, if it is not there, then yeah, until and unless stock movement is not there, we cannot go with the order. So that is done, like TOR and all of that. And then once the picking is done, physical shipped quantity has to be registered in the system to ensure there is no difference between the sales order and the delivery document. This is important. For both the document, uh, like the quantity should be matching. And if there is like there are the scenarios where there can be a difference, so that can also be uh, documented or can be created in other sales orders. So this is another process. And then once the picking is done, we'll go with the picking, packing, post goods issue, and then inventory activities will be there. And the final step is we'll be raising an invoice to the customer, and there will be a accounting determination and all accounting related thing which will be done under FI. So this is my aggregate sales process. Goes with the sales, then billing. Then there are the warehouse activities. If stock is available, okay, well and good. If not, then they'll raise a PR or the planned order, and then they will be doing shipping. And then this general ledger is all the FI processes. So basically, we'll just focus on the sales and billing thing under this make to order. And I think that's it, sir, for this sales orders, sales from stock.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, so you've done a good. Yeah, I know it's good. Your presentations quite good. And so other module like MM and FICO PP module. So we are expecting maybe yeah. So who is going to present?
Side for this all their end-to-end implementation. So, sir, I have put why BPML is important and what is the importance of BPML before implementation of any project in first row. So, business lines of all there are the infrastructure, contracting, quarries and crushers, and third one is asphalt plant and the transport. So based on these lines, we have three company codes. 1000 is for all they are contracting Abu Dhabi, which is dealing with all central bids or the government related contracts. They are in the line to win the projects. 2000 is for all they are Quarry Fuzarha, and 3000 is for all they are Asphalt Abu Dhabi. So before that, BPML is the key tool for implementation to capture different processes which we are going to implement any project or the drive the planning in those quotations from the suppliers. After comparison, we are going to create the PO. Then there is a procedure for the PR approvals and PO approvals. So second standard business process from MM side is procurement of consumable materials. So it has three scenarios, sir. One is like stock available in project store. Second is stock available in main store, and third one is stock purchased from external vendor. And for procurement of the consumable material, there might be okay. I explained three scenarios. Stock available in project store. This is the first scenario. The storekeeper will reserve the material in SAP system, and subsequently goods will be issued. That is first. Second will be stock available in main store. Storekeeper will check stock available in project store whether it is available or not. If stock is not available in project store, then storekeeper will create a PR, which will follow two-level process in second scenario, and it has to get approved from the project manager or the departmental head. And third scenario is the central store manager of the main store, which is responsible for the central procurement, will check stock, whether stock will be available in the main store or not. So if the materials are available, then he will create a STO. Then material will send from main store to project store.
Okay.
Third scenario will be stock purchase from external supplier. If there is no stock in project store, first. Second scenario, if there is no stock in main store, now if stock is not available in any other site, then go with the standard purchase process like PR, PO, and GR, which is like under PR approval and PO approval, followed by the goods receipt. So third is standard procurement is project procurement of service procurement, which is under non-inventory.
Okay, so here the project procurement for material, right? So how many scenarios you told actually?
Here are three scenarios, sir.
Okay, so three scenarios like yeah. So so generally what happens? So before explain about the process, so you can explain about the hierarchy. Okay, so anyway, so for better understanding, so we have a three different company codes. So we have a
Right.
general contracting, we have a quarry, we have asphalt.
Right.
So general contracting, so what we do, so we have a projects, mainly the projects we are going to execute. For the project, when the project specific material, so again there are two different type of projects, specific procurement. One is for consumables, so another one is for the BOQ item. Okay, so this BOQ item, so we are going to define in the WBS, WBS level. So system will generate. So we are going to execute the MRP, or maybe we are going to customize based on the requirement. So system is going to generate the material. This is purely material. Okay, so this is for the BOQ related material procurement. So this is one of the process you have to mention. So BOQ related material procurement. Okay, so this is purely for the through MRP we are going to execution of the material, and we are going to purchase requisition will be generated based on the availability of the stock. So
Right.
second case is the consumable. So consumable case, what will happen? So when we are going to execute, so here there is no any MRP. So for the requirement, project specific, we are going to check whether the stock is available. So the request is coming from the site engineer or the yeah. So they are going to create the reservation. So first they are going to create the reservation. So then system they are checking that there is then they are going to check whether stock is available. So here
Yes.
there is a project side, so the hierarchy, what we need to understand here is, so project is one of the plant, and
Right.
we have the central warehouse. Central warehouse is also one of the plant. Okay, so that is in different physical location actually. So that is the second one, and okay, and third one again another projects. So first one is a project. From the
Right.
project they are going to check whether stock is available, they are going to execute. Okay, that's
Right.
the first case. So second case, if the stock is not available in the project site, storage
Right.
location, right, project site, so
Yeah.
storage location, so then they are going to check whether the stock is available in the central warehouse.
Right. Right.
Okay,
Right.
so if stock is available, then there is a STO process. Okay, so even project purchase, so what are the scenarios are there? One is BOQ item, that is one of the process, and second is a consumable purchase with you know uh, okay, so if stock is available, that's the first case. Case one, stock is available, we are going to issue to the
STU.
project site from the yeah. And second case two, so we have a stock is not available in the project site. So then they are, they are check where the stock is available. So the consumables, I mean, it's available in the central warehouse. So now here through the stock transport order. So again the process is yeah, so you have to create the purchase request, and this purchase request has to upload in the project site. So then this purchase request converted into purchase order. That is called STO purchase order. So then there is a delivery. So that is intra-company stock transfer process. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So case 2. So stock is available in a central warehouse. So through STOPO, we are going to procure it. So you have to design your process in such a way that, so purchase requisition creation in the project site, approval, again purchase order approval. So then it goes to delivery. Outbound delivery will be creating under central warehouse. Correct. So that process you can flow diagram during the fit gap analysis. You can demonstrate. You can write down that. So this is a case 2 process. Case 3. So even there is no any kind of stock is available in central warehouse. So now they are going to check. So just any the consumables it's available, stock is available in any other project site. So let's say we have a 50 plus projects. Out of 50 plus projects, we are going to make sure which project site they have the consumables. So then we are going to identify and we are going to check the stock if is available, and they are going to check with the project manager. So because we need this stock, so maybe after 25 30 days or maybe 15 days we are going to deliver. So once they are approved, then only you have to create again STO process. This is also type of STO. This is from one project to another project.
Right.
So this is a case 3. So case 4. So now nowhere the stock is available. So first case, project site, there is no stock. Second case, central warehouse also there is no stock. Third case, in another project site also there is no any stock.
Right.
And now we are going to implement fourth process called external procurement.
Right.
Okay. So even project site itself, they are going to raise the order, and this order has to send to the purchase order copy goes to your supplier, and the supplier is going to deliver to the project site. So these 4 process.
Yes, sir.
So you have to be explained, plus BOQ item. Okay, so this is called project specific material procurements. Okay, either it's a BOQ item. BOQ item is very simple. Okay, so that is a single process. But where that non-BOQ item or the consumable item, so these 4 process has to be defined. So 4 plus 1, 5 process for project specific material procurement.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you proceed now.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sir, another is standard procurement process is project procurement of service procurement, non-inventory. Again, it has come under 2 scenarios: internally available heavy equipment, which I mentioned, the equipment hiring process, and second one is externally hired heavy equipment. So PR will be for first internally available heavy equipment. A PR will be created by operator team, and the PR will be approved by the project manager or the departmental head. Once PR is approved, heavy equipment department will check the availability of if that equipment is available. They will allocate that equipment to required project. And for booking of equipment, I mean to say there has to be hours, right? So heavy equipment department will create service PO. Here is third one, and timesheet record will maintain for every equipment. There has to be timesheet record for amount of hours that the equipment consume, and there will be the reconciliation done for how many hours has been consumed by that equipment. And at the month end, create service entry. Okay, there will be the service entry sheet SES created for the consumed hours. And once SES is posted, then actual cost will be booked on the project. And then there will be the scenario 2, externally hired heavy equipment. Where is that? So if requested equipment will not be available internally, then heavy equipment department will hire equipment from the external suppliers or the any vendor. Then again, service PR will be created, and that PR has been approved from the project manager or the departmental head. Then service PO that goes to the vendor. Vendor will provide us the equipment, and then again reconciliation for every month. Again, that process will repeated for the service entry sheet with reference to the how many hours will consume. And then last step is by finance invoice and the payment. So this comes under the project procurement of the service for the heavy equipment. Then there comes subcontracting procurement process, which is standard one. At Aldiar hires various services from different contractors. So like painting work, electric work. So what I mentioned from in BSD, the road repair and the pipeline that I mentioned here. So again, same P2P cycle will repeat, but here after PR approval, there will be the service PO, and again SCS service interest has been posted for the per hour. Then again reconciliation done, and then same process like the invoice and the payment for this subcontracting process. There comes project procurement of the quarries. It has two scenarios. With own transport and all their quarries material, and second one is with own transport and quarries from external supplier. So scenario one, own transport and all their quarries. Project will raise service PO to transport department. I would say intra-company service PO, and here transport plant will act as a supplier, and project will be a customer to transport department. Okay, sir. So then again PO approval comes from the project manager and the departmental head. So as soon as the transport department will receive PO, so here is the project. Okay, will receive PO, sales order will be generated. Now transport department will raise intercompany PO to quarry with the quantity and the expected delivery date. And again in next step, quarry company will raise a sales order against PO with ship to party as a project to direct delivery of material at the project location. And however, bill to party remains the transport company. Next step, delivery document will be created by quarry company and goods issue will be posted in SAP. So here is goods issue, right? Okay. Quarry company will generate billing to transport company and subsequent invoices will be posted. Then last is transport company will generate billing against service PO which they have received initially from project in first step. So it will include material plus transport cost and everything. So project will post invoice against service PO to transport department. So final step is like invoice and the payment. And scenario 2 will be with own transport, but they will buy quarries from external supplier. I would explain step by step. In some cases, delivery of quarries material from quarry plant to project location is not cost effective due to distance. So material will buy from external vendor. So normal P2P again will repeat in this process, standard P2P. Another standard procurement from side is asset procurement process. So again, here comes two scenarios, sir. Request comes to purchase department and request comes to asset department. Although here is standard P2P process, but I would explain from asset procurement process. In LDR, business procurement of asset and identify on nature of the item, like whether it is reusable. And there will be the account assignment is equal to A. So again, there are the two scenarios. Okay, I explain the scenarios. Okay. So after account assignment, scenario 1 is the request comes to purchase department. So purchase department will receive PR to asset procurement. PR will send for the approval. Then RFQ will created. Okay. Then RFQ will be created and send to the approved vendors. Then again comparison and the maintain RFQ has been done from the SAP side or from the purchasing department. And the once that vendor will be fixed, quotation will send to the asset department because that has to be sent, standard process. If there is already system material request, okay, the asset department will convert asset request to purchase advice. And if there is no system material request, the asset department has to create material request and convert it to purchase advice. The PR again send back to the purchase department. the purchase department create PO against asset request, and after receiving the asset code generate, and then there will be the goods receipt done. So here is like a scenario first. Second scenario, a request comes to asset department. So the asset department will again receive PR. If it is new resource, then asset department will create new asset with a material code. Then request will send for the approval. Then after approval, asset request will convert to purchase advice and send to again send back to the purchase department. Then again same procedure has been come into the picture: RFQs, request for quotations, compare, maintain, and after comparison, the comparison will send for the approval. Then again create PO against that asset purchase, and after receiving asset, there is asset code and goods receipt has been done from SAP side. So next process is material and service procurement from external vendor. I think it is the same. No? Okay. Subcontracting. Give me a second, sir. This is the same. Issue from the stationary tanker. Since in this process, I already mentioned about the stationary tanker and its capacity. So how they are replenish the diesel from that stationary tanker to the their storage location. So diesel stock will be issued from the stationary tanker to local tankers, and then finally issued to the vehicles and the trucks and the equipment and the whatever project. So this process will be managed by the central clerk, and which has comes under the two scenarios which I already mentioned. So there is also process which is mentioned in the business scope document, the mobile tanker replenishing another mobile tanker. So to manage this scenario in SAP, there are the storage location configured naming mobile tanker, because for the in SAP there is no name of the such mobile tanker exists. So they created under storage location mobile tanker, they customize and will assign to the stationary tanker. So I think there are the 8 mobile tankers under the name of the storage location. So any mobile tanker can be filled from any stationary tank by store to store goods transfer. So again, inbound outbound movement of the transfer will be captured in the standard SAP process, and tolerance of 0.25% will be allowed at the time of goods receipt here. So since there will be no return of the diesel stock after it has issued, in such case stock will be moved from one vehicle to another through material to material transfer process. So and then
so clients, what are the gap analysis client will tell, like how to do this in a real scenario?
Okay, see, gap analysis is part of your, your business blueprint. Okay, so gap analysis, for example, we can say there is a weight bridge system is there. So weight bridge system is when they are going to, put the weight for the truck. For example, is there any kind of aggregate material, right? So aggregate material we cannot able to count it. So we need to put the weight machines, right? Weight bridge, and we need to interface. So we need to connect the weight bridge system to our SAP system. So based on that, we are going to raise the invoice. Okay, so this is one of the gap. Or another way we can say that when they are going to create a customer, so once the customer is creating, then there is a approval process or registration process, then after registration only you have to create your customer. So this is one of the gap. So in SAP we directly create the customer, but when it comes to the real-time practices, so they want to create the customer uh, you know uh, so first they want to register. So then after the general details once they mention, then it goes to the finance team to create the finance related informations, right? So if you want to design in such a case, then we need to customize. So we need to go for enhancements, right? So we need to go for enhancements. So these enhancements like as to trigger the workflow mail communication to the finance team. So once the customer is general data is maintained, so then you have to go for the finance related information. There is a workflow communication to your finance department to maintain the finance related information. So until and otherwise, so we cannot able to proceed this customer to create any kind of sales order and all, right? So now this gap analysis, yes, so we need to, so there are so many gap will be there, so we need to add, and even if you go through the scope document, you can list out what are the gap analysis actually, so that during the business blueprint, so we can able to identify those gaps and how we are going to fulfill the gaps, right? So we can able to maintain in the business blueprint. Okay.
Okay, sir. Uh, so, sir, this customer creation, FI will what check the bank account? Like, it will check the background of the customer, whether
Yeah,
sufficient balance is not there or not.
yeah,
But
finance.
this can be done under credit management.
Credit management is different. So it's a customer
It will
master
check.
creation. So this is finance team. They are going to make sure whether any bank related informations. See, end of the day is a final authority. So they are going to verify. Okay. So once they approved, so then this customer will be available to for the sales and
Okay.
distribution modules. Okay. So, so just to go through the same way like a supplier also. So we don't want to create any supplier as it is. So first they want to create the general data as a registration. We can say customer supplier registration. Once the supplier is gets approved, so then they will go for the I mean when the customer is created, then there is a workflow mail communication to the finance team to check all the details, and they are going to maintain all the finance related information and everything. Once they created, so then this supplier is available for procurement, right? So this is again, so our standard SAP, we don't have such a case, but if you have any Ariba or if you have any kind of supplier relationship management SRM, so they have the registration process. But whereas in our SAP S4 HANA, so still we don't have. But still there is a new versions, after 2022. So they have the registration process also. But still, but how we can able to fulfill this gap? So based on the enhancements, and there is a workflow mail communication, so these are all the customization has to be performed. Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Everyone, so please focus on the fit gap analysis. So daily 5 process. So okay, so same way, so don't hesitate to design the PowerPoint presentations, and also don't worry. So whatever you are preparing, so we are going to accept. Okay. So this is end of the day, this is your going to deliver here. So don't worry about the flow diagrams or the content and all. See, the so end of the day, there are two cases. What is the scenario, right? So you are going to explain about the business scenario. So you know what is the business scenario, and second thing is the business flow diagram and the roles. What is the roles and all, right? So this is a very basic. So maybe if you go through any module process, or maybe I think already we shared there are more than 30 plus flow diagrams in the group. So just go through that. If you need any assistance, please connect with Srikant also. So by Wednesday, so we will make sure everyone is I want to confirm at least 50% of fit gap analysis process has been completed, except for FICO and even for IAM who joined today. So rest of the people, please focus on the fit gap analysis and try to send it in the group. Whatever you completed, please share in our WhatsApp group. Let's everyone can able to follow the same, right? And so we need to focus, next activity is blueprint. So we have to focus on business flow diagram. So based on this business flow diagram, we are going to use it in your blueprint. Okay, so in the business blueprint, so we are going to use your current design of your flow diagram. So please design in such a way, right? And we are going to use it in the the same business flow diagram, we are going to use it in your business blueprint, right? So anyhow, so end of the day, so we are going to make sure, so you are going to design the process, you are going to represent as a consultant, you are going to present the fit gap analysis, you are going to design the business flow diagram, I mean blueprint. So like everything. So end of the day, so you should get the complete end-to-end implementation project exposure, right? Start with project preparation till the go live and support. So what is the activity we are performing? So focus on that, the deliverable. So definitely yes, you can say 40% of documentation is there in the implementation project, but don't think this is the only deliverable. So once you completed till blueprint, so then we are going for the configuration. Then we have the show and tell sessions, right? So we are going to configure, we are going to demonstrate. So then we have to confirm from the customer, yes, this is the process we are going to be demonstrated. So customer also has to agree, yes, I agreed the process. So this show and tell session will make sure whatever process we have customized, we have configured, so customer is agreed, and we are also in the good shape on the process, right? So that is the new deliverable. I mean, we call it as a show and tell. You are going to demonstrate your process and you are going to explain about the process. If there is any comments, you are going to understand. You have to get the key points, what is the comments we received. So maybe the BP group should not be this, or maybe this purchase requisition document type should be like this. So they will give the comments, so we need to noting down those comments, and based on that, so we need to change the configuration. So then we have to get ready for the further process. Okay, so show and tell session is more important, and business blueprint is also more important. So prior to that, focus on your fit gap analysis. So I need a daily 5 process has to be completed, right? So please focus on that. So I'm expecting everyone to work on that. So don't think, okay, the ppts looks like initially one or two ppt looks like. So after that, I think yeah, so even man she's prepared, the good fit gap analysis. Okay, so thank you so much guys who joined today's session. So please connect Shrikant if you have any doubts or anything. He's available from morning to evening. Okay, so I'm expecting morning one session, evening one session. So he will try to communicate. He will share the project related things, and whatever you're struggling or you need any assistance, so he will assist you. All right. So try to complete tomorrow minimum 5 fit gap analysis. So I'll be joining Wednesday session. So I'm expecting everyone. So I don't want every process to demonstrate it. Just if I'm asking, whatever process, just show those process. Maybe each you can represent two fit gap analysis, that is sufficient. Okay, so we will connect on I will be joining on Wednesday. Fine.